Hello, Sunday evening, it's about 9 o'clock, so I'm getting ready for bed. Update on the House of Flame and Shadow. I've read 110 pages in 2 days. I read 86 pages last night and then I got to 110 this morning for D&D. I just haven't picked it up since. I'm not going to say I've not enjoyed what I've read. I have. I just hate half the story. I don't know I'm bringing no spoiler alert. But I think it's a spoiler that everyone knows. End of book 2, our main heroine, Bryce, goes through a portal and ends up in the Akatar world, which is another series that Sarah J. Maas has wrote. Now, I give up on Akatar, as I said in my February TBR video after book 2. I just didn't want to carry on the series. But you're obviously following Bryce in this world as they're trying to interrogate her to find out how she got there, who she is, And I'm just bored. And of course we have a little revelation that, oh, her ancestor was a high queen, high lord, and I'm just like, really? Of course our heroine is related to someone who is high, you know, she's got to relate to a royal lineage, of course, to be someone important. Can't we just have a main heroine who is our hero who isn't related to someone who is, yes, of course. But I'm enjoying what's going on a little bit with her small group of friends in her world. What's going on with Hunt, I'm going to be honest, I couldn't give two, yeah. I know that it's all connected, I'm just not, and I think that's why I've not picked up since I got back from D&D, because I'm not bothered with half the story. I'm not giving up though, I'm determined to finish this week. It just means because I've missed my 105 pages today, I have to add on, it's something like 13 pages extra each day next week. But that's obviously going to be my goal each week, is just read 115 pages each day to get this read. I have read today, however. I read, I think it's something like 36% of this book today, going to and from D&D. I'm now 51% of the way through, after dropping it down 2 weeks ago and not picking up again. Thoughts, it's a 3-star at the moment. I have predicted things that have happened. I am like 90% sure I know how this book is going to go and how it's going to end. We have 3 sisters. I am under no impression that all 3 sisters will survive the end of this book, because there is one sister in particular who is being seen very much as the middle sister, so that's like triplets, that she's liked by both, and she's actually trying to help the country she's in. I think she's going to die. The other 2, I saw the twist coming with their partners. It was the most obvious thing. Oh, one of them's sick. Of course he is. Of course. One isn't interested in consummating this marriage for the first like week and a bit. Oh, but he's very, very, very friendly with male courtiers. Of course he is. Yeah, it is just going like play by play and how I thought it would. Again, not DNFing, because I really, really enjoyed the Ash Princess trilogy by Laura Sebastian. So maybe the end of this book, maybe it won't go the way I thought it will, like the next 50%, maybe it won't go the way I thought it will. But spoiler alert, I already know one thing that I saw coming does happen, because I accidentally read the synopsis for book 2 thinking it won't spoil anything. Oh yeah, it's spoiled. I didn't think Goodreads synopsis I should spoil that big, but it's spoiled. I didn't read the book I should have read, but I read. You shouldn't be seeing any more of this during this week. So yeah, next update will be hopefully on Tuesday, since I've read my allocated pages of the day. I'm going to be honest, if I continue hitting half the story like I am doing, it might be a DNF. I don't want it to be a DNF, because it's a chunk and I've paid a bit of money for this, and I know it's very popular, and I have this thing where I tend to not like popular fantasy books, so I don't want a DNF. But if I continue hitting half the story, it's going to have to be a DNF. But we're not going down that route. We're going down the route of I'm going to enjoy the rest of this book. So I'll update you Tuesday with this one, and hopefully, and yes, I just did hit myself with that, and hopefully not update you anymore with this. However, if I struggle with this, I may pick up this. But let's see who wins. Hello, Tuesday evening, just a quick update. I'm now 40% of the way through House of Flame and Shadow. I nearly DNF'd this book during that 40%. If you've read this book, you will know that our main character Bryce is with certain people. I don't care about them people, so I'll be honest, I don't like Bryce as a main character. I am finding her very annoying. So I kind of was glazed over and zoning out reading that part, and let's just say every revelation she had, it was an obvious one, and you were like, well, saw that coming. The other half of the story of this, with the group of people, I love them. I love Rune. Rune Danan has my heart. That whole group has my heart, to be honest with you. The Wolf Pack. Hun, I don't care about. But it's that pack. That pack was what kept me going, and I did message Ada and Sophie going, I am so close to DNFing at like 2:30, and Ada likes keep pushing because the part you're not liking, stop soon. So you'll be fine. I'll promise she'll just keep going. And I did, and it's gone, and I'm hoping I just start to enjoy it a little bit more. But because some people are not so nice and don't put spoiler alerts on TikTok, I've seen a few reviews. Luckily nothing was spoiled for me, which is good, because I might have had to block and report people. But there's quite a few people saying it's like a 2.5, 2-star book for them. They're not enjoying it. So, yeah. I'm going to keep going though. On track to finish Sunday. I think I have about 500 pages left. So it's about 100 pages a day I need to read. Which is my aim. Well, my goal was to read 120 pages a day. So I can definitely do it. I just need to put a mind in to actually reading 100 pages a day. Because I'll be honest, I keep going back to Castles and Their Bones in my head and going, I want to carry on that. But I need to get this one done. If I can get this done by Saturday, I can just then spend the rest of the weekend reading Castles and Their Bones. I'm now going to try and pressure myself to do that. No. I've read 200. I read 234 pages today, and it got to like the page 100, like page 180, 200 page mark, and I was like, I'm done. I'm just so done. But I kept going because I needed to make up for what I didn't read yesterday, which I'm glad. I think I'm like 3 pages behind, but I'm at the start of a chapter, so I'm not bothered. So I can do 100, 120 pages, but I don't want to push myself to a point where I'm reading it and I'm just like, I'm not enjoying the fact I have to read a certain page count. So if I do 100 pages, I'll be happy, and if not for 100 pages a day, even better. But yeah, don't be expecting a high rating at this moment in time for this book. Hi, Thursday evening, and I am calling it. I am DNFing House of Flame and Shadow. I got 50% of the way through, and I am bored. I don't care about this storyline. Let's be honest, I don't care about our main characters. I don't care about the storyline that is being written in this book. I don't care about the side storylines anymore. I know I said it was a side plot that was keeping me going. That's been sorted, I'll say. Another side plot's been entered in, and I'm just like, I'm not bothered. I know it was meant to be a big twist, but I'm not bothered. I say I got 50%, I got about like 47% of the way through. I didn't get quite 50%, but I gave it a good go. I just, Sarah J. Maas is not for me, I don't think. Which is a shame. But you can't like every book you read. But that means I have more time to dedicate to Castles and Ten Bones. I am over 50%, I want to say. I'm at 274. And there is 511 pages. So I am over 50% of the way through. Hopefully we'll get to near the 400 page mark tonight. And then can finish, let's say, Saturday. Because I think I might be busy tomorrow. Unless it's a snow day, because it snowed in Bradford today. And it took me 2 hours to get home. I left work at 1:25 past. No buses were going anywhere near my estate. And what should have been a half an hour walk home was a 53-minute walk home. Closed all my rings, though, that's a one good thing. But yeah, a 2 hour journey, because the buses we were then playing silly buggers in town. So yeah, and it's still snowing, so there is a chance it's snow day or work from home day tomorrow. Of course I will be working. However, there is only so much you can do at home with my job. I can answer emails, I can make calls. However, a lot of the places I work with will probably also be closed due to snow. But we'll move. But it does mean if I do have a work from home day, I can just read during my lunch, because I tend to just snack when I'm at home. So I can just read and maybe get this finished tomorrow. If by some miracle the snow's cleared and I am able to get to work tomorrow, I have a trip planned to Sheffield with 100 students. So your girl's going to be tired. So I probably won't be doing any reading tomorrow. But let's see. But I'm going to go and update my reading journal, update my Goodreads, and update Instagram with the failure of Crescent City. But 3. But I'm just not a maths girl. But I give it a good shot, that's the main thing. Hello, Friday evening. I finished Castles and Their Bones. Surprisingly 4 stars. Now, I'm going to be honest, I got past the 60% mark and something just clicked in my head. And I just thought, why am I putting it down for being so simplistic when it's a plot that doesn't need to be complicated? Now, what I mean by that is, obviously I was saying I was seeing everything coming. And I saw all the big reveals coming. But like I said, at the 6% mark, it was almost like there was like a little twist, like something that's like you wouldn't think of, oh my god, massive. And I thought, oh. And that had a bigger impact than the big twists that were obvious. And I'm not going to lie, I finished this book about 2 hours ago, because I have the under-20s rugby on, so if you can hear like voice in the background, that's what it is. And I was watching the match, and in my head I was just thinking of what I thought about this book. And if this book had been more complicated or hadn't been as obvious for some of the twists, I don't think I would have enjoyed it. And I have to say, the obvious thing at the end, which I'm going to be completely honest, as I've already mentioned, I did kind of spoil myself by reading the blurb for the second book. I think it would have been obvious even if I hadn't spoiled myself, because you could tell there was something going on that someone wasn't going to make it out alive. And then it happened, and it was like, yeah, that makes sense. It was obvious, but it makes sense why it was that character. The world building in this book was really well. It was quite, in my mind, it was quite obvious how these lands were so different and why each princess had been allocated which prince or king. Yeah. The last chapter, though, I get it setting up the big bad. I get it. This whole big bad has been set up. I get it. I'm just a little confused by that last chapter. There's just a line, but no, it's not even a line, it's what's been discussed, and I'm just like, I don't get what that means. I think I know what that means, but I don't get what that means, if that makes sense, in my head. So yeah, book 2 will be being bought. Not something I ever thought I would say. Will it be a signed Forbidden Planet edition from London? Possibly. Because guess who's going to London in July? Because you got tickets! I got tickets in the pre-sale today. I'm going to be honest, I tried on the way to my trip on the coach and it wasn't working. I didn't think I'd get one. My colleague got one and she felt really bad for me. I got back tonight and I just thought, you know what? I'm going to try again. And it worked. I'm going to see Stray Kids at the BSC Hyde Park Festival. I'm so hyped. Honestly, even though I want to say I'm new, but I'm not. It's been like about, I was going to say 2 years, but actually it was about God's Menu when I came into the fandom. I think that's about 3 years ago. So it's 3 years. I'm not going to lie, I always thought my first K-pop concert would be a Blackpink or Twice concert. But I'm not upset that it's my boys. And I'm just so happy. Me and my colleague are going. The hotel was already pre-booked before we got the tickets. So hotel's done, tickets I bought. Next is just transport and then just saving. But yeah, I'm so hyped. Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to see them in concert. But anyway, yeah. If anyone is going to see Stray Kids at BST in Hyde Park, hit me up. If you want to meet up, I would love to. If not, me and my colleague will go. But if you want to meet up and you're going on your own, because I know a lot of people going on their own, I'm down. I'm down for a meet up. Especially in the diamond section. So yes, and I'm going to be honest, that is where the bookshelf money has gone to. That is where the bookshelf money has gone to. But I don't care. It's potentially once in a lifetime opportunity. I know they're going to do a world tour, but I may not get tickets to their European dates because me and my colleague because we know they're going to come to the UK probably, because this is probably like the thing. But if I don't get tickets to the world tour, at least to the festival. So yeah. But anyway, back to the reading. There is time for me to cover another book tonight. I'm not going to though, even though on Goodreads, yeah, 3 books behind. I don't care. I want to say I'm going to pick up Her Radiant Curse tomorrow, which is there, but I might not. My mood reading has come back a little, and I am a little bit in the mood for a crime/thriller book. Saying that, Her Radiant Curse follows the story that I read in 6 Crimson Cranes, and this backstory, and I was like, I want to read that backstory. So with that being that backstory, I'm kind of hyped to finally get to it. But I will update you tomorrow with what I read, because I have a pretty clear weekend. So I should be able to get at least 1 book read. Should, and 1 being the words. Because I got the Stray Kids tickets, I'm not going to see my friend next week when I have my days off. He totally understands. He is hyped as well. He's not going, but he understands the obsession. And there may be some talks of if I potentially have, yeah. He gets it, he hypes my Delulu, so he is more than happy to not see me this month, which is nice. But we will arrange to see each other at the time. So with me having 2 extra days off next week, if me and the sisters don't meet up, which we probably will do, I have 2 extra days to read. And I am actually thinking of next week potentially doing how much can I read in 24 hours? Not a 24-hour reading vlog like in a day, but as in, here's a timer, here's 24 hours, how much can I read in actual 24 hours? So I pause time when I sleep, I pause time if I'm eating and not reading. And I think having 24 hours over 4 days, it's only, what, 6 hours a day? So that's not a lot of reading, I want to say, but I could potentially finish 4 books. Let's not go there. But yeah, so because I have that, and chances are if I read Her Radiant Curse this weekend, I'll be in the whole mood reading that 24 hours. So I will get on track with the Goodreads. But I've been blabbering on for 10 minutes. Wow, this will be cut down. So I'm going to go and I will update you tomorrow with what book I have started, how far I am through it, and my thoughts. Hello, Saturday evening. It is about 20 to 8. I say about, it is 7:39. I am going to start another book today, and it's not Her Radiant Curse. I'm still in that thrillery mood. So I've gone for an old favourite author in the hopes that I read this book, like, finish it tomorrow, and then I can go into Her Radiant Curse next week. But that author is Riley Sager, with the book being The House Across the Lake. I didn't know anything about this book when I put it on my wish list, and my friend got me it for Christmas, but reading the synopsis, again, I am like, up my alley. Like I said, Riley is an author where I know I can buy their book and I will get through it. They've never done me wrong so far. I think the lowest I've rated their book, one of their books, is 3.5 stars, I think. They're not on auto by author, not yet, just because I'm going to be honest, the UK hardback covers are just not sometimes up my alley. But the paperback ones are pretty. So yeah, they're a bit like Shari Le Pen. I remember I like them when I see their new book and go, ooh, I'll buy it now. Or, ooh, I didn't know that was coming out. I'll add it to my wish list. But on to the synopsis. What lies beneath the surface will always remain hidden. Cassie Fletcher has escaped to her family's lake house for peace and quiet to mourn her late husband. When the glamorous couple across the lake catch her attention, she's mesmerised. They're perfect, just like Cassie and her husband used to be. But is anyone what they seem? Is Cassie as perfect as she thinks? She has a detective sat at her kitchen table. She has a man bound and gagged upstairs. She's about to uncover a dark truth so life-changing that nothing will ever be the same again. I don't plan on finishing this tonight. I don't even plan on getting to 50% tonight. If I get to the 100-page mark, I will be a happy Shelley. It is 350 pages, I think, or thereabouts. So I have time. Tomorrow I'm not doing anything. So I have time to spend today reading this and finishing it. I don't plan on reading anything else this weekend. However, if I do finish this in good time tomorrow, I probably will start the first book in the Sherlock Holmes book. But let us see. But yeah, hopefully this will be book 4 of the year end and I can get the thrillery feeling and mood read out of the way. But it's going to go either 2 ways. I'm either going to read this and be like, yeah, I'm done. I can go on to Her Radiant Curse next week. Curse. I don't know why I said that so weird. Yeah. Or it's going to go to, oh, I really enjoyed this thriller. I want to read another thriller/crime book. And then Her Radiant Curse will just get pushed down the pecking order. But let's see how it goes. So I will update you probably in the morrow with my current thoughts at that time. Hello, Sunday afternoon. It's 2:26 and I've just finished The House Across the Lake. 4 stars. Spoiler. I loved the paranormal twist in this. I didn't see that coming. Yeah, when that first started getting hinted, I was like, I don't get this. And then I read a couple more pages and went, I get this. I get this. I like this. Yeah, love that. Love these characters that, like, especially with some of them where you only know them like for a couple of chapters and you don't know that much about them, but you know you love them. I want Eli as like my neighborhood granddad. He was just so cute. I loved Wilma. Probably controversial, but she was protective, yet did her job. I found Casey intriguing. I haven't even told you the rating I gave this book. I gave it 4 stars. Casey as a main character, you couldn't believe everything she saw, which I understood. And it was kind of one of the it's kind of one of the reasons I can't give this 5 stars, because in my head this character should have been obsessed enough, if that's the right word, to maybe stop drinking as much. Yeah. I love the backstory for this story. Another reason I couldn't give it 5 stars was because of the element that I love, that is spoiler, that I'm not going to mention now. I would have loved a bit more of a backstory on that. But I know I was never going to get it, but I kind of wanted it. And it was just wrapped up a little too neatly for me at the end. Just a little. But 4 stars, book 4 of the year, done. So happy. Yeah. I'm not going to plan on starting reading anything today just yet, just because there is a rugby match starting in half an hour. Six Nations, Islander Sailor. So I'm going to watch that, but I will probably pick something up again tonight. At the moment, I don't think it will be Her Radiant Curse, I want to say. I kind of have a thriller in mind, which most likely will be read, and that is Nanny Wanted by Lizzie Barber. I will read you the synopsis because this will probably be read. A remote Cornish mansion, the perfect couple, and the deadly secrets that bind them. When Lily finally leaves her toxic relationship, a job as a nanny at Cooney is right spelling Manor seems like the perfect solution. There she can cut herself off from her old life and never have to see him again. The Rose seem like a model family, and Lily falls instantly in love with her new home. But she can't help feeling that something isn't quite right. Why will nobody tell her about the nanny before? Where does Laurie go at night? And what does Charles really want? As Lily becomes increasingly entangled in the Rose lives, she realises that the perfect family may not be all that they seem. And as much as she fears the past she's running from, perhaps the present is where the real danger lies. This is only 320 pages, I believe. Yeah, 320 pages long. So I can get this read. Even if I start at 6, I can have this read probably by the time I go to bed, which is 9 o'clock on a Sunday, because of work. So yeah, potentially having the 3rd book finished this week, which is good. I'm thinking maybe having smaller set TBRs, but then mood reading the rest of the month may be the way to go. And maybe not picking up books that I read just because they're hyped, aka Crescent City. Although I enjoyed the first book, but I'm not going to over that again. But the next clip will be probably me about 7:30, 8, updating you on my thoughts with Nanny Wanted and how far away I am from finishing, or if I have finished. Very surprised if that's the case. And my thoughts. So I will see you then. Hello, Sunday evening is 8:15. I haven't finished Nanny Wanted. I am on chapter 6 and I will probably stop there tonight. I don't look it, but I feel absolutely shattered. I need to finish making my bed. so I can sleep for work. So that is what I'm going to do. But after thinking I would have a pretty awful week because I didn't finish Crescent City, to say I've read, what, 2 books? Was it 2? Yes. To say, well, no. Yeah. To say I've read and finished 2 books, I've started a 3rd, and I'm back on track with the reading mojo. I'm not gonna complain. You'll probably notice there was no wrap up for January because I only read 2 books. I'm gonna have a January and February wrap up, so that'll be up at the end of the month. But that is the end of this week's vlog. So until next week's video, bye.